of you, some of it will be relevant to other of you, but I need you to be patient and to listen to this information. There is a lot that needs to be said. So as seniors, there's a lot that you have to be getting ready to do this year. And so we're going to talk about those things. We did have a parent meeting a month or so ago with any parents that were interested, and we went over a lot of the same information, but we do feel like you need to hear it as the senior, because now you're that one step from that adulthood, and you're going to have to make a lot of decisions yourself when you're in the workplace or you're out in college or any of that. So please pay attention to what we're saying. All right, first of all, most of you probably already know this. I hope you already know this. Mrs. Filbert is our AP, our assistant principal over guidance now. So she is someone that if you need to talk to someone related to a guidance issue that's not your guidance counselor, then it can be Ms. Filbert. The school counselors are A through C is Ms. Swearingen. D through HI is Ms. Kelly. Or Ms. Kelly would be there. HO through MI is me. MO through SC is Ms. Moore. And SE through Z is Ms. Hughes. So if you have an issue, you have a question, you want to talk about something about college or work or technical colleges, please come and talk to your guidance counselor. We'll be happy to talk to you individually about that information as well. Graduation requirements. I hope everyone knows graduation requirements by now, but in case you don't, we're going to go over them. You need a 2.0 GPA. That is not a 1.995. They do not round up. It has to be a 2.0 or higher GPA to graduate. You have to pass the Florida State Assessment and the Algebra EOC. You have to have 4 English, 4 math credits each, 3 science, and that must include biology, social studies, including world history, U.S. history, and U.S. government and economics. And then you need a practical or performing art or a newly added, and I think we told you this last year, a CTE credit. So the CTE credits are a lot of the computer classes and also culinary count in that category for CTE. If you're doing classes at Laughlin, those Laughlin classes also will count as CTE classes. A HOPE credit, which is your PE, so it stands for Health Opportunities Physical Education, and you need 1 credit of that. So if you're an ROTC and you take 2 years of ROTC, that can be waived. And if you are in a junior varsity or varsity sport for at least 2 seasons, that can also be waived. So then band and color guard, and we get this all the time, people get very confused by it. Band and color guard only count for half of your HOPE. You need the personal fitness part still. So if you're in band and you're like, oh, I got it covered because I've been in band for 4 years, no you don't. You have to take the personal fitness part. So you also then need 8 electives.
Good morning, guys. So when you, if you have taken a foreign language such as Spanish 1, Spanish 2, ASL, those are not in graduation, a high school graduation requirement. However, we do recommend that you take those. So I know that's been a question that I've received a lot, just students asking or saying that they heard they had to have a Spanish 1, Spanish 2. That is not the case, not for high school. Just a lot of colleges and universities have that as a requirement to get in, so that's how we recommend that, as well as getting into being eligible for Bright Futures. The 18 credit plan does not require HOPE and requires 3 elective credits versus the 24 credit plan, whereas you need 8. And also something else that was changed for the state is taking an online course is no longer a graduation requirement. So moving on, whatever plan that you're on, in order to walk at the graduation ceremony, if you're on the 18 credit plan, you must have at least 17 credits by May 29th to walk at graduation. If you're on the 24 credit plan, you must have at least 22 credits by May 29th to walk at graduation. And let me just remind you guys, just because you walk at graduation does not mean that you are getting a diploma. That just means you're participating in all the fun stuff. However, you will not be able to participate in the fun stuff if you do not have the required credits, and that is for Mr. Shell. He will not allow you to walk. So right before we have grad practice, we have to go through and make sure that you guys all have the required credits needed. Some of these handouts over here is going to be, this is the track that you guys take whenever you enter 9th grade. You write the Englishes that you have enrolled in and down, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, and at the bottom you can write down if you took Hope, or if you have the waiver, what your GPA is, if you passed the ELA, and if you passed the algebra EOC, which also is a requirement for graduation.
And now you get me again. Okay, so we're going to talk about ingenuity. If you are behind on your courses, if you are missing some credit, you didn't pass half of geometry, or you missed biology, half of it in the 9th grade, or English, as long as it's a core class, we cannot make up electives in course recovery, but you can make up your core classes. You need to get that done now. I can tell you right now as a senior, in the spring, you're not going to be motivated to do that. So the sooner you get it completed and done, the better. Should not take you but about 4 weeks. If you only work 50 minutes a day, it should take you about 4 weeks to finish each quarter. So it shouldn't take you more than 8 weeks to finish an entire semester if you are working diligently in course recovery. So if you need that, if for some reason, and we do try as guidance counselors to make sure that you have gotten what you need, but if you for some reason realize that something is missing and you need to make something up, please come and see us and let us get you in course recovery right now to get that done. You are able to do that from home if you don't have room in your schedule. If you do it from home, you still have to show up though and do tests and quizzes here with Ms. Solomon in the virtual lab before school or during one of your elective periods with your elective teacher approval. So please remember that with course recovery. Also, if you have something you have not passed, you can do Santa Rosa Night School. Some of you are like, I don't like course recovery, I've tried that. Santa Rosa Night School is another option. It's 2 nights a week, and it can also be done from home. And it is any of your core classes, and so it's like a couple of hours Tuesday, a couple hours Thursday to get that done. If you're interested in night school, please come and talk to us as well. That does have a physical teacher that you can actually ask questions to and get some guiding information in order to get those courses done. Santa Rosa Online, Florida Virtual School. Santa Rosa Online has cracked down a little bit this year, and if you are not finished with at least 20% within your first 4 weeks, they call that your grace period, they will drop you from the class. So you need to make sure that if you're doing an online class, and you're doing it through Santa Rosa Online especially, that you're getting your work done. They have a pacing guide that they give you when you start. You are welcome to do Santa Rosa Online or Florida Virtual School, but you need to get that work done. We cannot follow you around and make sure you're completing that, though we do try to keep up with who's doing what. The Santa Rosa Online has had people coming out every month just to check in, so if you're already doing those courses, you should have seen them. But I've had several kids drop this week, so I need you to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do if you intend to take an online class. If you do not complete your online class like you're supposed to first semester, we have the authority to put you in a physical class on campus the second semester without your approval. So you will be put into a class because we want you to graduate. That is our goal as well as your goal. So make sure that you don't force our hand and make us put you in a class on campus if you really want to do that class online. All right, Bright Future requirements. We have here at the end, you're going to be able to pick up from one of these tables your Bright Futures transcript. That's going to tell you what courses you've already had and what it says that you need. So it will have a level that tells you what you need for the academic level, what you need for the medallion level, and how many of those requirements you've already met. Foreign language is a requirement for Bright Futures. Like Ms. Swearingen said, it's not a requirement for graduation, but it is a requirement for Bright Futures. Our four-year universities require you to have foreign language. So again, you need all the Bright Futures is going to get your GPA based on is 4 math, 4 English, 3 science, 3 history, and your foreign language. They don't count any of your electives. So if you're like, I didn't do great in all my core classes, but I'm doing awesome in all my electives, that's not going to show up on your Bright Futures transcript. So whatever you have on the Bright Futures transcript is what they're going to use. So it is not the same as your high school transcript. So your ACT or SAT, a lot of you noticed you're like, hey, those hadn't shown up on my Bright Futures transcript. When you get over there and you look at it, you have to submit it to a Florida public college or university in order for that to show up in Bright Futures. So if you have any questions about that, you can certainly talk to your school counselor, and we'll be happy to help you get that figured out, how to get that information into Bright Futures. Also, community service and work hours are another big thing. So you can use work hours now, 100 work hours for either the medallion level or the academic level, or combined 100 hours for volunteer work and So this is something new that we have in the guidance office. We did not bring it as a handout today, but Ms. Holland has put together a list of volunteer opportunities. So sometimes we get questions like, where can I volunteer? What are good places to volunteer? So this is a list of some people we know who do take volunteers, high school volunteers. And so it's a phone number for you to contact those people and to set up a time for you to go and do some volunteer work with them. So if you're interested in volunteering and getting some of those hours, you have a few hours that are left and you really want to find somewhere to do that, then this is an excellent resource there on the counter in the guidance office, and you can drop by and pick one up.
ACT. So most of you took the ACT last year if you were here on campus because we did the free ACT day. So some of you definitely have an ACT score, which is a good thing. ACT, SAT, and the CLT can all count for concordance scores on the FSA and the Algebra EOC. So if you still haven't gotten that as a graduation requirement, I suggest you sign up for one of these tests so we can try to get that for you. If you are on free and reduced lunch, you can get a waiver for free ACT, free SAT, and guidance. So see your counselor when you're ready to take the test, and we can get that for you so you can sign up and not have to pay the $60-something. So that is really nice. The next ACT that you can sign up for if you have not registered yet would be December 14th. The deadline is November 8th. SAT would be November 2nd, and the registration deadline is October 18th. So we are an ACT school, but I think for SAT you would be going to Milton, UWF, West Florida Tech also does SAT. I get a lot of questions about what's the difference. Honestly, I have students who will take both and they score the same. I've heard SAT sometimes is a little bit easier if you're really good at the English part of things. But I've always taken ACT just because, or like, a long time ago, but because Pace was an ACT school. But this can help with Bright Futures. You have till August 31st to get those scores. So you have several attempts still if you're trying to get that 100% Bright Futures or that 75% Bright Futures. Also for the Algebra EOC and the FSA. And even like USA came yesterday, and you get money for your ACT score. So especially if you get those free ones, it's worth taking a few times, guys. I know it's annoying, but it is worth taking a few times. The CLT is newer. It came out last year. So if you have test anxiety and you're nervous about going somewhere, this might help too because you take it at your house. There are rules, like you have to sit in a room with nothing around. There's like a proctor watching you through the screen. But it is at your house, and I know several kids have been successful with it, and all the Florida colleges take it now. So that is an option as well. So we are already registering for spring next week. So please be aware of that. The earlier you register, the better classes and times you get. If we wait till last minute, we're all scrambling and we don't get that early class we want or the class first period. So make sure you're searching for the classes you want and you're ready to go. October 14th is PSC, November 4th is UWF. If you have any questions about that, please come see your counselor. If you're new to dual enrollment, but you know you're going to start in the spring, make sure you've registered, applied as a dual enrollment student. Get that out of the way right now so you can sign up for classes when the time comes.
Okay, if you're doing dual enrollment, you need to have your stuff submitted by December 19th. December 19th, because they are starting classes very close to the time we come back to school. And I can tell you that I, as your guidance counselor, will not be checking my email to see if you submitted your dual enrollment forms over my winter break. So you need to make sure that you get everything done by December 19th because you may not get a class at all if you don't.
Florida SUS. So this is the State University System of Florida. So if you just Google it, it'll pop up. It's also on this PowerPoint that we'll have on our website. But that gives you a grid of every college in Florida, how much it costs, the ACT score you need, the GPA. So if you just want a snapshot of FSU, UCF, USF, UNF, all the Florida colleges, that is right there for you. So you know what else you need, or if you are already ready to go to apply to that school. College applications. So you can have a waiver for admissions if you're on free or reduced lunch. So if you are eligible for a waiver, please come see us. We can help you with that. Usually it's like a button that the counselor clicks, so you do not have to pay for that application. The Common App fee waiver can be found on the profile section of the Common App tab. This waiver waives the application fee for you if you are free and reduced lunch. Also, most of those deadlines are coming up for the big universities, October 15th, November 1st. I've seen a few that have been extended because of the hurricane, Helene, and now another one. But we are able, we are lucky enough that we haven't had those traumatic events happen right now. So if you can go ahead and apply, that would be great. Oh, and then a lot of my alphabet, I have like 20 common apps already. So y'all are like trucking through it. So good job. If you have any questions about Common Apps, come please see your guidance counselor. It's just a really easy way to put all of your stuff in and apply to multiple schools. Okay, my last slide. Vocational schools. So if you are wanting radiology, ultrasound tech, a 2-year degree, paralegal, we have in our area, Pensacola State, which I think they have come talk to y'all a few times in your English classes. Miss Langham is the admissions there. She's super great. So if you have any questions, I know she'll answer them for you. Laughlin Tech is right down the road. George Stone is in Pensacola, and then Fortis is here in Pensacola as well. It's more of like a private school. So we can help you with that if you're interested in any VOTEC program. Just come see us.
All right, guys, I have some dates just to share with you. This is a really awesome opportunity. If you plan on going to a college in Alabama, they are offering free application weekends going on this week. So if you need to, you can scan that QR code for more information. This, like she said, this is going to be on our website and our Instagram page. We have PSC coming again on November 7th, so if you missed the first one, you can sign up again in guidance. We will send out reminders through Instagram. And we have UWF coming on October 21st. They'll be in the Media Center. Sign up is going on now, so stop by guidance if you think you're interested in going to UWF. They will be waiving the application fee, so this is a really great deal. And very important here, the FAST Stop opens December 1st, so if you plan on going to college, you need to do this and you can get money, hopefully. So they will see if you qualify for college applications, college scholarships, grants, and loans. Make sure you do that. Opens December 1st.
Scholarships. This is very important. I'm not sure if you know that Mrs. Holland, our guidance secretary, every couple of days she looks at different websites and she gathers scholarship information for our students. So I will be checking the guidance website for scholarship opportunities, or if you want to come by, she has a hard copy up on the wall. You can take one and take that home and share to your parents. Let me say this, you can never have too many scholarships. I mean, you can get Right Futures if you have an athletic scholarship, if your parents have a Pell Grant, or if you're a Pell Grant eligible, if your parents have been saving for your college tuition, you can also use that. A lot of colleges, like Pensacola State College, we had a meeting with them a couple of weeks ago, and they said that last year the seniors did not utilize all the scholarships on their website. So if you're applying to Pensacola State College, University of West Florida, South Alabama, make sure you're looking on their website for scholarship and applications and scholarship deadlines. You can never have too many scholarships. Having college debt is not fun. Okay, I know a lot of you are working on common applications, you're trying to submit your application to go to college, and you need a letter of recommendation. All of us, I'm going to say this for the whole guidance crew, please do not wait until the day before to say, oh, Mrs. Kelly, I'm so sorry, but I need a letter of recommendation by tomorrow. Can you please do this for me? It's very stressful because we each have about 491 students. So if all of you do it the day before a deadline, it's going to be impossible for us to get it done. So if you know that you need a letter of recommendation, please give your counselor 2 weeks. I can speak for myself. I don't have just a general letter that I submit for every student. I like to take your brag sheet and write about all the things that you've accomplished during your high school career. So please be courteous and be thoughtful and give your school counselor 2 weeks. You can pick up the brag sheets outside the guidance office window, or if you have a resume, you can submit that to your counselor and they can write a letter of recommendation for you. Okay, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but FSU is going to be on our campus October the 10th. And so if you would like to meet with their college admissions representative, they're going to be here from 10:15 to 11:15. There's only 75 seats available. I know we've been doing sign-ups for a couple of weeks. If you're interested, you can go by the guidance office to sign up. Or if you have general questions, you can ask their admissions counselors. They're going to be the best person to talk to. So if you're seriously thinking of going there, I would definitely make an appointment. Okay, senior year, there are so many good things going on. Mrs. Williams put together this senior description, kind of like a timeline of things that you should be doing each month. So I know that we ran out of copies a few minutes ago. We have some extra ones on the table. So if you're missing that handout, you can just get one on the table before you leave. But just so you know, there's a lot of good things. This is your senior year. You want to make memories with your friends. Senior week is going to be, I think it's May 5th through the 10th. Senior awards night is going to be Monday, May the 5th. If you're going to be invited, if you're going to be recognized at senior awards night, you will receive an invitation, and so will your parents. And we'll have another meeting before then, but just so you know, we will have a senior awards night to recognize all of your accomplishments. Okay, yearbook pictures, senior pictures. I know yesterday they took pictures in Freedom Hall. So if you were not here yesterday and you have not had your picture made, I would suggest contacting Hartman Photography, and you can scan the QR code. Or if you're not tech savvy, you can go see Mrs. Williams in the yearbook room and talk to her about making sure you get your senior pictures made. I know they're working on yearbooks right now and senior ads. If your parents want to put a senior ad in there about you, so you can go back and reflect on some wonderful memories with your family. You need to go ahead and go online to do that through johnstonyearbooks.com, and there's information and there's different deadlines listed. The early bird deadline was October the 6th, and the final deadline is December the 8th. So if you know that your mom or your dad wants to put a little ad in the yearbook for you, make sure you show that information to them. Go ahead and mark your calendars for October the 15th. Herb Jones is going to be on campus, and he'll be here at 10 a.m. And he's going to give you the information to order your cap and gown. Just so you know, every senior has to order a cap and gown. You can't use your brother's, sister's, cousin's cap and gown from 10 years ago. Each year, the company changed the dye color of the cap and gowns, so you have to order one. So don't wait until the last minute. If you order early on, it's going to be cheaper. The longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to be. But just go ahead and let you know that he's going to be here on Tuesday the 15th at 10 a.m. If you're not going to be here during that time, you can pick up the information in the guidance office. Okay, we try to give a lot of updates. I know that some of you are dual enrollment students. You go to Laughlin, it's hard to get information. We do utilize Instagram and the Facebook page, so I would definitely go and try to follow us. And we try to put things on the school website, but we really use Instagram and Facebook the most. All right, and then lastly, I think this is very important. Ms. Swearingen made this for the senior class. If you believe in yourself, anything is possible. I know some of you are not on track to graduate, so we really recommend that you get your credits made up so you can graduate. You have lots of memories to make. Make the best of your senior year. Don't do something stupid and then not be able to walk at graduation. We gave you a lot of good information today. I know it's overwhelming. It's a lot to take in. This senior newsletter has a lot of excellent information. Take this home and show it to your parents because they email us asking about deadlines and questions. We're almost done. Give me your attention for just a few minutes. We do have the QR code for the SUS matrix, so if you can't get on the website, you can look at your the front of your newsletter, and there's a lot of important dates on the back of the newsletter. I think Ms. Nell suggested this, but here's the step-by-step instructions designed for Bright Future. So if you did not pick up that paper, make sure you go by the tables and get that before you leave. And then we're always getting asked, what are the graduation requirements? You can look on Focus to check your grades and flip on the back side of the graduation requirements and kind of do a credit check. If you're not on track, we've already let you know that you are not on track for graduation, and we sent letters home to your parents. Just a couple of housekeeping things. We have printed Bright Futures transcripts for students. So they're in alphabetical order. You should receive 2 pages. If your Bright Futures transcript is not there, email your guidance counselor and say, hey, my transcript was not there. Will you please resubmit my transcript, and then we'll call you down and give it to you. We'll hand deliver it to you, okay? So If you didn't get the handouts, if you came in late, they're all over here on the tables, and then we have the tables divided by alphabet. So if you will just get in line and get your transcripts, and like I said, email your teacher. Thank you for your